welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video I have created this look. It's the blue smoky eye with the halo eye. This look was basically inspired by Nikki Tutorials, her KKW Beauty and Mario collection review face match. Obviously this look is not the same exact thing, it's very similar. She had more of an auburn brown copper on like the outer and the inner. And this is what I was able to create without the KKW palette. But I did want to create this video just showing you guys how you can use different resources, different palettes on how to create a similar look. Before we get started, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And with further ado, let's get started.
Alright, so I'm going to be starting off by using the Jula Boost Your Radiance facial oil, and I'll be applying this all over my face before applying primer. For primer, I'll be using the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser, and I'll be applying that on my T-zone where my pores typically show the most, and I'll be rubbing that all over. Before foundation, I use my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and Light Sand to cover up any blemishes. I messed up here because I should have used another concealer that's more on my skin tone. I am getting a little tanner because I'm typically more white than this, but oh well. And yeah, just be sure to blend out the concealer with any beauty blender that you have. Before foundation, I also apply the Becca Under Eye Brightening Concealer. This stuff is amazing. I have bags and some little bit of dark circles under my eyes because I don't get sleep because of college, but this will give you that wake up effect. It's amazing. For foundation, I'll be using the L'Oreal True Match Lumi foundation in the shade Buff Beige. I did mess up here again because I am getting tanner and I didn't realize it till I started taking pictures of myself, but this foundation was a little too light for me. Going back with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and Light Sand, I'll just be applying that on my under eyes, chin, nose, and on my forehead, any place I want to brighten up. For baking, I'll be using the Patrick Star Translucent Powder. This stuff is amazing as well. I love this. And I'll just be baking in any place that I applied concealer. Then I'll just spray a Q-tip to clean up my eyebrows from any foundation or powder I have on them. And I'm doing my eyebrows off camera with the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. Then I'll be going back with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I'll be applying that on my lids to prep my eyes before any shadow. Then I'll be using the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette, and I'll be going in the shade Blonde as a all-over shadow base. Then I'll be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and I'll be using the shade Burnt Orange as a transition shade. So I'll just be using a Wet n Wild brush and apply that like all over my crease. To deepen up more, I'll be using a denser crease brush, and I'll be going in the shade Warm Taupe. And I'll just be applying it in the inner and outer corners of my eyes just to create more dimension in there. Then I'll be going in with the Cypress Umber shade, and I'll be using a small crease brush from the Real Techniques, and I'll just use this shade to darken up the inner and outer corners more. Then I'll be going back with my fluffy Wet n Wild brush, and I'll be going back in with Burnt Orange, and I'll just be using it to blend it out around the corners. Then you can use any concealer and a small tiny flat brush. This one is from Wet n Wild as well. And then just apply it in the center of your eyelid just to start creating that halo effect. Just be sure to blend out the concealer, and don't be afraid to, if it comes out bad, we'll be going back in with the tiny Real Techniques brush just to blend out the edges again to make it look right, and just play around with it. You'll slowly get the desired look. Then going back to that ABH palette, I'll use the shade Tempera to set the concealer on my eyelids. Then you can go back with your other brushes and just be sure it's blended out evenly and everything is smoothed out. Then going in with the shade Primavera and using the ABH brush that it comes with, I'll just be applying it on the outer and inner of where I concealed. Then going in with the shade Vermeer, I'll be applying that all over the lid where I concealed as well. I did this technique just so it can be more golden on the outer sides and more lighter in the center. Then going in with a fluffy face brush, I'll just be buffing out all the baking I did, and then I'll just be using burnt orange to apply it on my under eyes as a transition color before we apply that blue. Then I'll be using a Butter London eye pencil in the shade Inky 6, which is a blue shade, and I'll be using it to line my bottom waterline. Then I'll be going back to the Urban Decay palette and using the shade Danger, which is a blue shimmery. I'll just be applying that all over my bottom lash line. Then going back to burnt orange using a fluffy little elf brush, I'll be blending out the blue. Then I'll be going in with my all-time favorite mascara in the L'Oreal Voluminous mascara. Going in with the ABH liner in the shade Jet, I'll just be lining my top lash line but with no wing. Before applying lashes, I like to separate my lashes just to be sure they're not clumped up. And for lashes today, I am using Lily lashes in the style Miami. This was the first time I was using them and they are gorgeous. I am obsessed. For glue, I'm using the Duo Lash Glue in the little green bottle. This is my all-time favorite lash glue. I have never switched up on it, and they just keep my lashes together all day. And they don't really show much of a lash glue when I apply them. So this is definitely my go-to lash glue if you guys are looking for a new lash glue. Then using any eyeliner, just be sure to reline your lash line to be sure it's all nice and dark there. Then going in with my Laura Geller powder foundation in the shade Tan, I will use this to bronze up my face. For contour, I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'll be using the two lightest shades on the palette to contour. Then going back in with that Patrick Starrr powder, I'll just be using it to bake under where I contoured to sharpen it out more. And for blush, I am using Too Faced Papa Don't Peach blush just to add a little bit of orange to my cheeks. Then I'll be going in with my ABH Glow Kit in Aurora, and I'll be using Eclipse and Luna to brighten my inner corners. And then after, I'm using the Glow Kit in the Sun Dipped Glow Kit from Anastasia, and I'll be using Summer and Moonstone to highlight my cheekbones, my nose, on top of my forehead a little, and my chin a little bit. Using a fan brush this time, I'll be going back to the Aurora Glow Kit and using Eclipse and Luna to highlight more intensely on the top of my cheekbones. And I almost forgot, but I also highlighted the top of my brow bone using Eclipse and Luna as well. To line my lips, I'm using the NYX lip liner in the shade Toujours, I think. And I'll just use that to line my lips. For lipstick, I'll be using MAC in Honey Love to apply all over my lips. Then after, I'll be using the KKW Kylie Cosmetics lipstick in the shade Kiki to just top it off. And that is the finished look for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment to give me some feedback. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!